Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the DAX this morning? So I just want to point out two things here. So the first one is this inside tail, and I'm on the weekly chart at the moment. And then the second thing is the weekly 200 EMA, which is right there. Okay, so you can see that we rally down and then back up. Now if I look at the daily, you can see we had a gap down a couple of days ago, moved away from that 200 EMA, and didn't really come and test it until yesterday. So we've tested it. So the trick at this stage is, I just want to put another level in here, which is the low of yesterday. So a break below the low of yesterday is going to bring us more downside. That's pretty much what it's meaning. So in other words, we've broken through the 200 EMA on the weekly. We've come back and we've tested the break. We've had a daily test on it. Okay. So what you're looking for is a break below this pin bar is going to give us more downside, and potentially the next level to watch would be a break below 11,051. Okay, bit of a mixed bag of signals though, because we have a Fibonacci level here. We've got 61.8, 76.2 over here. So that is the pin bar there. So, looking at the different time frames, you have different signals. And another thing to point out is see how these oscillators grouped to the upside, and you had a Bollinger diversion here, and then the sell-off happened. Okay, then you need to pay attention to oscillators and attention to big levels on higher time frames. Now, another way to look at this is this last pin bar here, a break above it gives me upside, a break below it gives me downside. That's one way to look at it. Okay. Personally, looking at the 4 hour, we do have a crossover of the moving averages. The oscillators are a bit messy at the moment. I do have a step outside the Bollinger, so that's not very positive for a bullish setup. So I think for me, it's still a case of let's just see whether this holds. And if it does hold, then we're looking for a long entry. Okay, so I think what I'll be doing is trading at first opening range. So if I just do this and that, and let's just delete that and delete that. Okay, so this first hour trading bar, which was green, which was a positive bar above the moving averages, waited for a pullback. There's the pullback, and then you're in. Okay, so that's one of the ways of trading it. The other way of trading it is to come down to a low time frame, and you can see the first hour pretty much there. You can see we had a close, we came back, tested the 200 moving average, and again see the importance of the 200 moving average. Notice that the moving averages are apart, so this would have been a long entry in this area. And even though looking at this, you would have thought that there were sellers trying to push this through. Okay, the fact that you had a green first hour is an indication that the buyers were there, and they were normally they'd try and continue through the day. Okay, so, and we had a rally. Then you saw this grouping of all the oscillators here, and a crossover, which is then just the reverse of the direction that you were going in. Okay, so I think the key thing right now is that first hour of trading, watch what happens on it, and then take the trade on the break of either side. And for me, a 12-hour candle that closes like this one here, above that first hour of trading, would be my signal bar, and then there's a trade up. Okay, now bear in mind that this, you would have got in at this level, you would have had a 70-point stop loss, but you would have got 144 points, so that's a 2-to-1 trade. Okay, so before we close off, let's just have a look at the ichimoku. 12-minute ichimoku is not very positive. Okay, you can see the 12-minute is pointing to the downside. If we go up 30-minute, we've also had a crossover. Okay, so when we get these, remember, ichimoku is just a moving average strategy as well. So when we get crossovers, that's what you need to pay attention to. The difference is on the higher time frame. So the hour, we've got a bullish crossover. We have a bullish twist in the cloud, and we have the Siku span, this brown line, basically broken through price and still above price. Okay, so this is price here and it's above price. So that's bullish signal. This is a bullish signal, and this here is a bullish signal. So that just brings me back to this pin bar. A break above it will give me a break above the cloud again. It'll also give me a break above Kijinsen and Tikinson. Okay, so that is a level that I'm watching for. So a break above there, I'm looking for longs, and that's 11,286. And then obviously a break below this tail is going to give us indication that we have shorts in play. Okay, but I would look at that in relation to the first hour of trading. That first hour bar is green. Okay, and we get a break above it, then you are long. If it is any color and you get a break below, you are short. And you can see here on Friday we had a rally and then bounce off Kijinsen, and we didn't break above the high of that bar. So we're talking about this bar here. See, we failed to get a break above it, but we definitely did get a break below, and then we picked up some levels here before rallying and then bouncing off again. Extremely volatile. Okay, and the last thing I want to point out is that for all intents and purposes on the 4-hour, trend is still down. We have broken through Kijinsen here, but we've come back, we've bounced off Tikinsen. So nothing really to read into it at the moment. We need to watch pretty much that first hour of trading. Okay, and we need to break above these levels on the 4-hour. So the levels on the 4-hour are 11,284 and 11,244. Okay, so if we take that down to the half-hour, see what it means. Pretty much lines up with the Kijinsen and Tikinsen at the moment. Okay, so if you get a crossover of Kijinsen and Tikinsen on the half-hour here, that's also going to add fuel to the fire for a move to the upside. And I would suspect a second move up. Okay, so I would expect, there's my first move to the top, and I would expect a second move like that. And do that. So that's kind of the area we're looking to target. Look at it on the daily, and you can see we've got some daily closes here. Nothing really, no real level. So it probably more than likely would be picking up these tails here and the cloud. Okay, so that's kind of my take on this for now, and that is that I'm looking for some form of consolidation this morning, and we'll just trade the opening range, because the opening range, the first hour of trading, will give us a direction that we need to trade in. And I am kind of leaning towards the upside, but it's still sort of 50-50 for me at the moment. So there's still no clear direction, and there's a lot of political uncertainty and noise in Germany at the moment. And earnings seasons in the States is not really working out that effectively. So treat this as a range, and if we do break above it, then you've got some clear targets. You've got the gap here, you've got the 200 EMA as well. Okay, so that's kind of my take on this at the moment. I hope it helps, but I think it's probably wise to just treat this as a day trade at the moment until we break through this range and form a decent base. Okay, so that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.